Instead of trying to be funny, they were more interested in pushing a political agenda.
I was never as comfortable with comedy where I needed to make a point about something. So I always thought that when Trump came along, what a lot of people have to revert to is, doesn't he suck? I hate that guy. And those aren't jokes. And so I think it's just, I'm really going out on a limb here saying that's his greatest crime. No, I think he's hurt political comedy by being so outlandish himself.
Wow, imagine that. How could such a terrible thing happen, Conan? How could this have happened? Before we dive into this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you guys could please share so we can get it out there. So look at Conan just throwing in his 2 cents to everything that's going on. I wonder why it is. You guys regurgitate the same message. I talk about this all the time. They regurgitate the same message from the media, right? You hear all this stuff, insurrection, whatever you want to hear, all this stuff, the indictments, all this BS, 24/7. Then you hear it at work. Then you hear it at lunch. You hear it on your way home. Then you go to turn on one of these late night wannabe comedians because they're not funny whatsoever, and you get the same message. They are propagandists. They do the same bidding as the media. They get all their material, the media, they let them know, listen, this is what you're going to say. This is your opening monologue, and put this out and just beat the drum, beat it over the head as much as you can. That's what happens. And with Conan, still in his statement, he still blames Trump. Oh, because, he hurt political comedy because he's so outlandish. They're still blaming Trump for it. No, your guys' ratings, this demise, all this stuff ties into the Hollywood strike and all that is because of you guys. Colbert, Kimmel, all of these people, the Myers, they're all the same. Go and look. Anything that's going on, they're talking about the same thing on repeat. Remember when the whole January 6th committee, when all that was coming out, every single opening monologue from Colbert to Kimmel, everything was talking about the January 6th. You have to watch these hearings. Oh my God, they're produced by Steven Spielberg.
We are coming to you just hours after the January 6th committee shocked the world with a hearing that can only be described as cuckoo, ooga, psh, hala, hachi machi.
They were begging people to drive up the ratings. Please watch this. They're all propagandists. Now you want to come after, so after all these years of all this, now you want to speak out against it? Because people, they are losing that megaphone. They do not have as many people under the trance as they once had.
Monday morning, part 2 of the insane congressional hearings detailing what happened at the Capitol on January 6th.
And then even Bill Maher, listen to what he had. He wants to act like he's an outlier to this. Look at this.
Not a take. Those guys don't have takes. I have takes. I have a take on things. What they do is say exactly what a liberal audience wants them to say about that. That's not a take.
Those guys don't have takes. Oh, so you have takes, right? So you have a mind of your own. You spill and spew the same propaganda that they do. So he has no room to talk. Even Russell Brand was on his show and he's going through all this drama. It's kind of funny how Russell Brand came out with all this stuff. Now they're attacking him. But he came out against Big Pharma and all this other stuff. And Bill wouldn't even let him. He was trying to cut him off. And Russell was talking like an auctioneer, like 75, 25, 20. He was talking as fast as he could. And Bill was still trying to cut him off. And you know what else is interesting? Weren't we just talking about Drew Barrymore? I did a video on her the other day about crossing the picket line. Oh, it looks like things have changed because now she's gonna stand by the people. Now, because remember, I own my decision and all that. Oh, it looks like after all the backlash, she decided, I guess I'm not gonna do my show. These people are complete frauds and phony. Bill, Colbert, Kimmel, Barrymore, all of them, they're all the same. And that's why the ratings are in the hole. That's why nobody wants to watch it. So now you have Conan coming out of nowhere talking about, hey, this is the problem. We've been beating this subject over the head for all these years. We need to have some other perspective. There's all kinds of other things. They can make comedy about Hunter. Wouldn't that be funny? Or even Joe falling down every time he wakes up in the morning. Conan. But no, they can't touch that because they have to keep him safe. They have to keep him coddled. That's how you know when they don't speak about any of these things that will be obvious, easily gold material. The reason they don't cover it is because it's all aligned with the party. That's why they don't cover all this stuff about men and women's bathrooms, all this other kind. All this stuff is easy material that could be just knee slappers all day, right? But they won't cover it because it's the agenda of what all these networks and themselves want to push out. So Conan, nobody wants to hear a little bit too late for this, and don't try to act like you're any different. You guys are all aligned with the same BS. And now the consumer, the people are speaking. The people are tired of it, and this has a lot to do with the demise of cable. People are tired of it, and they're just not tuning in anymore. That's why do you hear anybody say, man, I really miss Jimmy Kimmel? I really miss Colbert, man, they were so funny. They've been off air for like 4 months and nobody cares.
A lot of it has to do with Vladimir Putin.
And lastly, I talk about this all the time. When they run out of victims, when they run out of ammunition on just the same topics over and over, they'll eventually eat each other just like this.
Maher just announced that his show will be returning despite the writer's strike. And that's not sitting very well with ultra-liberal blowhard Keith Olbermann. He's trashing Bill Maher as a, quote, scumbag for bringing his show back.
So you have Keith right here calling out Bill, talking about unfunny. Keith is unfunny himself. No personality, dry. Nobody cares what he has to say either. And he regurgitates the same topics as the media as well. All of these people are in cahoots. They're all in the same direction with the same recycled message. But see, once they run out of victims, they'll eventually eat each other. And that's what you're seeing. And it's happening with the media. That's why you see these CEOs being fired or resigning, the scandals, getting rid of these newscasters. No, nobody is ever going to respect the media until they call it fair, and that will never happen. So they'll just continuously go down the tubes, and then they complain about the podcast blowing up, and people go to these podcasts and other things. Hopefully you guys come to me as well.
Do it.
Because they're tired of the same messaging. They don't want to hear it. They hear it all day and then they have to hear it again. That's why they're building up all these podcasts and these other different perspectives or worldviews, because people are tired of the same propaganda. And it just speaks for itself. So they get exactly what they deserve. And it's just a shame that they're taking some of these innocent people that, just point the camera, and some of the writers are probably just programmed or told what to do. So it's a shame, but they're all in it, and they're just making everybody miserable because of it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you guys could please share so we could get it out there. And I will catch you guys on the next one.